Le Corbusier was one of the most famous and influential urban planners of the 20th century, and his work would go on to impact almost every corner of the globe. But he was not always known as Le Corbusier. He was initially born Charles-Edouard Jeanneret Gris in a small Swiss village known as Le Chaux-de-Fonds that was solely recognized for its watchmaking. Corbusier was always very fond of nature and the outdoors. He spent his childhood roaming the streets of the nearby Jura Mountains. This would play a significant role in the way he viewed cities, but he would gain a far different view during his early adulthood when he traveled around Europe and saw all the historic cities that were slowly being destroyed by empirical tyrants in the Industrial Revolution. Because of the awful state of cities during the Industrial Era, Corbusier would develop a strong distaste for them, as well as the cruel monarchy that ruled over these cities. Despite this, he would still come to love the machines and technology that came out of it, but he would not forget his love of the outdoors, and this would ultimately end up in his most famous idea of le Contemporaine. But before this happened, Corbusier would settle down in Paris around the age of 30, where he officially changed his name to what we know him as today. Around 1922, he released the plans for Ville Contemporaine, an idea so revolutionary it could not work in the modern city. He imagined a fast-paced city with tall glass towers to house people, surrounded by parks and enormous amounts of green life. He wanted to remove the street. People would instead travel around at high speeds on highways that featured multiple levels. This plan would involve eradicating and recreating society as we know it, going as far as eliminating the monetary system. But Corbusier has received endless amounts of criticism from planners all over the world because they have failed to grasp the total scope of his idea. He was not simply designing cities, he was uprooting the whole concept of what we believe the city to be. So when other planners and designers have taken bits and pieces of his ideas and put them into modern cities, they have obviously failed because they were not meant for these cities. These ideas have been even further demonized by being used as scapegoats for societal issues that are far deeper than building types. Corbusier was well known for his love of concrete, and he would receive a lot of the blame for the high usage of concrete throughout society. It is used all over the world today and is criticized for its bland look and cold feeling. But much like before, it is used so much because it is an inexpensive and efficient method, not the influence of Corbusier. Corbusier repeatedly showed that it is not concrete that lacks character, but the way in which you use it. He would construct beautiful, unique buildings using concrete, and showed that you do not have to design boring buildings that have no style. Corbusier's ideas were extremely unconventional, but that may be the only path forward as our current lifestyle is bringing Earth on a path to total destruction.